What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and this is an unboxing and review of the Nerf Rebelle Accustrike Combow. Alright, you guys, so this is a new blaster in the Rebelle line. It is also an Accustrike blaster, so it's going to come with 8 Accufake darts. That's going to give you better accuracy, but is only the darts that are going to give you that. So that has been pretty proven. But this is a really cool new blaster, in my opinion, because it's a 2-in-1 blaster. You can combine them, and it actually will fire 2 separate darts with 1 trigger pull. And then you could also separate them and use them individually, as you can see the girls doing here. So it's really cool. Nerf hasn't done something like that in a little while, so I wanted to pick this up and see what it was all about. So let's go ahead and check out the back of the box. As you can see on the back of the box, lots of different Rebelle blasters. Nothing really new there that I could see. They're showing the function of the blaster, obviously, with the 2-in-1 function and kind of how it comes apart and works, and talking about the Accustrike darts and how they're more accurate. So there's not a whole lot to see here. Let's go ahead and crack it open. Okay, you guys, I'm going to talk about the pistol first, then we'll talk about the bow, and then we'll put them both together. Both, though, are front-loading blasters, so you just load your darts right in the front. They both hold 4 darts. To prime the pistol, we're going to pull back here, and that primes it, and then you just pull the trigger to fire. So we'll fire it this way. So that's how you function the blaster. Pretty simple. The grip is actually reasonably comfortable. It's a little different with that angle, but I actually think it's pretty comfortable. I like the shell. It's very sleek, and this stock is cool looking, but I mean, that's, as all Rebelle blasters that have ever had a stock, pointless in my opinion. Even for a girl, I mean, maybe for a very small girl that'd be okay, but it looks okay, and it doesn't really get in the way of my grip, so I don't mind it, I guess. But the blaster is neat looking. Always really like the shells of the Rebelle blasters. They paint up really nicely. But this is a smart AR system, so I'm gonna move back over here. It's gonna know what dart is in there. It's basically like a For Victory, but it's a pullback prime. Now, I did notice when I held this up here that this actually caught my cheek a little bit. So if you are shouldering this, this may hit you in the face. So I just wanted to try that because that's what I think someone that's, you know, small might try to do, and that might catch them in the face. It didn't hurt me at all, but you never know. Just something to note. Pretty simple, straightforward pistol. Nothing too crazy there. We'll go ahead and throw this guy on. It just slides right on the tack rail, just like that. And that's how it goes together. So let me pull that back off. I believe you pull it off, you just pull this down and move it back. And so that's how that goes on and off. This you can use by itself. It is just a pull back and fire, let go. Also a smart AR, and so it knows what dart is loaded. This grip is very uncomfortable in my opinion. When you hold it like that, it just really digs into my hand. It's scaled, it's just not very comfortable at all. But I'm assuming you could hold it either way, obviously, and use it that way or this way, so it doesn't matter there. They are the same, but yeah, not very comfortable. But still fun that you can use it separate, I think. A nice shell again, very sleek. Really like that. It's cool. Let's go ahead and stick them together and see how they work together now. Okay, so this is what's really cool. This mechanism right here is actually what links the trigger. It's right behind the tack rail. So you'll just slide this on, and that will link up the 2 blasters. And that looks pretty cool. I really like the way that looks. And obviously the bow functions horizontal that way. So I believe you prime this guy back, and then you prime this back, and that locks in actually this time. So then you'll fire, half trigger pull fires the top, and then another trigger pull will fire the bottom. Let's try that one more time. So you prime both back, and then you can just go full one trigger pull, and it'll fire both darts. So you could fire one and then the other, or you can fire both at the same time. So that's really, really cool. You could prime just one And I'm sure you could just fire the one then, or the other one, and fire just the bottom, obviously. But if you prime both, you have the option of firing just one at a time or both. So that's really cool. So you just half trigger pull will fire the top, and then you pull it again, fires the bottom. So that's pretty neat, and very similar to kind of like the rough cut, which with a half trigger pull you'll fire one dart and then another trigger pull, but this is actually a lot easier to use than that method. Neat blaster, and I wish Nerf would do more stuff like this. I think it's cool that they do fun stuff where you have multiple firing options and ways to fire a dart. Let's go ahead and take it outside and see what we get. Alright guys, let's see what kind of ranges and FPS we can get with the combo. Try to do level shots as best I can. 64. 73. Not bad start. 61. 63. 56. 60. 47. 51. So obviously it's going to decrease because of the Smart AR system, but the pistol might have been shooting a tad bit hotter than the bow, but it's pretty equal. Let's go ahead and check out the ranges of the Accustrike darts. Alright, we got a short of 22, and then this one about 22.8, and on up about 23.5, 25 feet, 25 feet 8 inches, then on up. These two at about 28 feet 8 inches, and is that it? That is it. Alright, let's shoot some elite darts. Alright, let's see what the Rebelle Elite style darts will do. Wow, that one went forever. And I missed the first reading, but the second one was 70. Sorry about that. 66. So I'm guessing the first one was pretty good. 65. 64. 59. 54. 56, and that one went straight into the ground, so that was just not a very good shot. But FPS I really do think is probably pretty equal between the two blasters, so not too much of a difference there. The ranges, because they're elite darts, they kind of go wherever they want. So this one went straight into the ground, and it went 17 feet. So not so great there. This one was from the pistol. This was also from the pistol in 23 feet. This was from the bow at 23.8, and this is also from the pistol at 23.8. And then this is from the bow, and it was 27 feet 8 inches. From the bow at 29 feet 10 inches, and just past 32 feet there. So pretty good. Let's move on to some Accufake darts, which I think will be good replacements for the Accustrike darts. Alright you guys, these are a new knockoff dart we are dubbing the Accufake dart, and they are almost identical to the normal Accustrike dart. The rubber does seem maybe a tad bit different, but I mean, I would say this may be a little bit thinner. I think the rubber is the same density, but this may be a tad bit thinner, so these may be a tad bit heavier. But they both squish pretty good, and the foam density is both very good. Actually, I would say these may be a tad bit thicker than these, but they're pretty equal. As you can see there, this may be a tad bit thicker than that. We'll go ahead and take some shots with the new Accufake darts that you can get really cheap. There's like 300 for 20. So, all right, let's go ahead and shoot some off. 63, 68, 62, 63, 57, 56, 52, 53. Alright, let's go take a look. The range is not great on this blaster, which is to be expected. The FPS is actually better than I thought. But we got the first one here at 21.7. A couple here just past 24 feet. This one just short of 26 at about 25.9. Then we have one here at about 24.5, 29 feet. Then we have a couple here just short of 32 feet. So yeah, pretty good. Oh, I missed one up here before. Haha. I knew I was missing one. That one came just short of 37 feet actually, so that was pretty good. Yeah, the ranges obviously are less with the Accustrike or Accufake darts than the Elite darts, just a little bit. Same with FPS, but that is to be expected. The accuracy is much better though with the Accufakes or the Accustrike darts, and I really think they're pretty comparable. Much more testing will be done, but I do think these are a pretty legitimate knockoff dart and worth a pickup. And yes, I will definitely be linking a buy link to these in the description box. And you can get them off of Amazon and get them prime shipped, so you can get them in like 2 days. So pretty awesome. Alright, you guys, I think this is a pretty cool, fun blaster. Obviously, it's not a war practical blaster, at least at this point. The pistol could be okay with some modifications. Actually, both of them together could be okay with some modifications, I think. The performance was a little bit better than I thought it was going to be, but very standard elite performance, which is good, I guess. But obviously, you're going to get good performance out of that first barrel, and then it's going to decrease every time after that. I think this is a pretty sweet blaster. I think it's cool looking. I really like the look of it. I mean, I think that's really fun. I think, you know, girls and guys are going to love this blaster. The shells are just so cool and really acceptable to paint. Painted many of Rebelle's blasters, so I think this one may get one down the road at some point, and a modification, who knows. I do think it's fun. I like this grip. I think it's cool. This stock doesn't really get in the way, even though it's kind of pointless as a stock. And I really do like how this catches, and you can fire one and then the other. I think that's really neat. I wish this had its own trigger so I could put this on a separate blaster. I think that would have been really cool. You could still attach it to a tactical rail, obviously, but it would just be a pull back and release blaster, which is pointless when you attach it, in my opinion, to another blaster, because you really can't stabilize it and shoot accurately. Plus, it can't be like primed and ready, and then when you need that extra shot, just hit a button and it releases. I'm sure you could modify this to do that, but it would have been really cool to be able to put this on another Rebelle or Nerf blaster and have that ability also. But nevertheless, I do like the blaster. I think it's cool. I definitely probably wouldn't recommend using this by itself because this grip is not very comfortable. But if you don't mind that, then go for it. It's only $20 on Amazon, so I'll definitely put a link in the description box below. Also, I'll put a link to those Accufake darts, which I do recommend as replacements to the Accustrike darts you get with this. Like I said, I think they're $20 for 300 darts, so that's a pretty good deal, and definitely much better than buying those Accustrike darts that are like $10 for 12 or something crazy. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review of the Nerf combo. Smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and ring the bell, which gives you notifications to when I post a new video. I definitely will look forward to seeing you in the next video, and as always, guys, peace out.